So what can we do about it? Well, first of all, we have to get rid of ingesting the things that have a lot of plastic, and that would be seafood. And I did check into my omega-3 supplement that was algae based to find out if it had plastic, and the answer is yes. And so we have polluted the planet to the point where whatever's coming out of the ocean ought to be somehow filtered if it's possible. But it really is a struggle. Okay, um, so that's the fish issue. How about eggs? Eggs are often touted as a good source of protein, and they say yes, it does have cholesterol, but it raises your HDL cholesterol. Well, now we know that raising the HDL cholesterol is actually a bad thing. For those of you who haven't heard this, it's the Can-Hart and Copenhagen trials, both showing that a high HDL level increases the death rate. So it's no longer the happy cholesterol. Oh, don't worry, we only had it wrong for 60 years. But the fact of the matter is that the LDL increase and perhaps the HDL increase that happens with the bad and what we used to call good cholesterol tends to increase our death rate. And so this was published about 5 years ago. And it showed a increase in the amount of death that people had if they were eating cholesterol, anything more than a half an egg per day. But you notice how the curve for death goes down to 0, 0. That would tell you that, if you had 100,000 people eating this much, that it would reach statistical significance. So I always remember that statistical significance isn't just about what you're measuring, it's how you measure it and how many observations you have. The fact of the matter is, 0 would be better than a little. But what they found was that in their population size, a half an egg or more per day was associated with a higher risk of cardiovascular disease. Interestingly enough, that it was reproduced in Italy, it was reproduced in Japan, and it was not too long ago, just a few weeks ago, was published from the Million Veteran Program that the more eggs people were eating, a dramatic increase in the amount of death and heart attack that people had. And so we really do need to avoid cholesterol. There's more than around 250 to 300 milligrams of cholesterol, depending on the size of the egg. And it's something that everyone needs to know that this is making you heart attack prone. This is the Italian study that didn't show a half an egg a day. It showed more than 4 eggs a week. Yeah, that's a half an egg a day. But it also showed that at 2 to 4 weeks, I'm sorry, 2 to 4 eggs per week, was associated with more heart disease death and more high blood pressure, and of course, more high cholesterol. They weren't the first to show all this. This was actually came out years and years ago. This is 2016 from the Harvard School of Public Health again. Okay, and what nurses health study and health professional follow-up study, and what they were actually able to show is that there are basically no, if you look at all-cause death rate, cardiovascular disease, cancer, and or other, you could improve pretty much all of those if you just got rid of just 3% of your plant animal protein substituting with plant protein. Okay. Let me blow it up for the all-cause mortality because it sort of helped rank order for me how dangerous animal protein can be. So you have to recognize that though that it was 30 years of outcomes data. So that fish and poultry were about the same. I'm not sure, based on the New England Journal of Medicine, that that would still be true if you started this study today, because fish have the microplastics. Um, but they were better than dairy. Dairy was better than red meat. Red meat was better than eggs, and eggs were better than processed red meat. And for cardiovascular disease, it was a dramatic difference. And it was interesting that the eggs didn't meet statistical significance here. Why? Because enough people had died, presumably, from the cancer egg issue, that it decreased the number of people who could have a heart attack. Not a pleasant message. So anyway, people said that that couldn't be true. It was actually published again. Gutsy moved by JAMA to use the exact same title, it is the same title. It is the same model. That is, take a large population, in this case in Japan, and model what would happen if you remove 3% of the animal protein and substitute vegetable protein. And it basically had the same result. The interesting thing is that dairy was safer in meat eaters. Not sure why that was. It might have been a substitutionary benefit, but replacing dairy with vegetables, it didn't reach statistical significance, but it was on the wrong side. Maybe the people eating plant-based nutrition in Japan need to wear their seatbelts or something, because it wasn't cardiovascular. Those were all on the correct side. Or cancer, but all-cause mortality would seem to be a little backwards. Well, it's always interesting to look at these studies and these forest plots and try to imagine what led to this phenomenon. But the thing that I think you're getting from this is that every time you replace plant-based substitute the plants for the animals, the death rate goes down. Wow, was it published a third time? It really was. This time it was from the National Institute of Health and AARP, and a little different, no forest plots, just telling you statistical significance for men and for women. And bottom line is that if you substitute plants for animals, 3%, you will get a decrease in the death rate. And for red meat, it was just very, very striking. For eggs, still very striking. And it's not just cardiovascular disease and cancer. It's a lot of chronic diseases that improve when you substitute egg protein with plant-based protein. So I do focus on cardiovascular disease, but we have to be respectful of colorectal cancer and mortality. And this was published about a little bit under a year ago. The risk factor type 2 diabetes, and as well as cardiovascular disease and cancer of the colon, are all related to eating processed and unprocessed red meat. And when we stop, when we change it, we can reduce the incidence by about 30%. I also keep throwing in little bits and pieces here of things like food and the Anthropocene, that is, and the Anthropocene, I should say, as it turns out that the Eat Lancet Commission is really trying to get people to be a little bit more environmentally friendly with their food choices, and unhealthy diets very clearly cause more mortality and morbidity, but they also change the environment in such a way that those of us who have grandkids really have to be concerned. And so if you are worried about the survivability of the planet, the thing to do is to change the diet. A planetary healthy diet index is actually not just good for the planet. It's good for decreasing your own personal death rate. 3 different cohorts have shown this. And we're talking about a 23% decrease in all-cause mortality if we would just eat a diet, and that is predominantly plant-based or exclusively plant-based, because it would actually be good for us as well as the planet. So the healthy plant index diet decreases the greenhouse gases and other environmental impacts, as well as neurodegenerative disease, respiratory disease, cancer, and cardiovascular disease, and overall mortality. The data is actually very strong. We would have to not care about the planet, not care about ourselves, to not be on a whole food plant-based diet. I would like to go back to the veterans, not just because I'm a veteran dad, but because this data is talking about a very vulnerable population. And there's an interesting Million Veteran program that has really taken a look at some of the healthcare disparities that occur, not just by race that you're seeing here, but by planet. I'm sorry, that's a Freudian slip, a planet-based diet. planet-based diet, plant-based diet. Yeah, I can't take credit for that. That was autocorrect that first did that to me. Uh, and it says it turns out that the more plant-based you are, the better off your risk of cardiovascular disease is. It just plummets. And it plummets more in African Americans because we're starting at a higher risk diet. If we look at, so you've seen a lot of stuff mostly focused on protein sources, and plant protein is associated with inversely associated with all-cause mortality. And processed red meat, eggs, unprocessed meat, dairy products, all of them are increasing mortality. So this is a newer analysis from just a few years ago that it has so many um, similar articles with the same conclusion. And you could look at substituting, or in this case, look at the ratio.